Hey everyone. I'm hiding. I'm scared. Don't hurt us. It's not our fault what we're about to say.
Oh my goodness. I hear that everyone is going crazy about the whole Ijami and everyone, I don't know. You know all the Twitter updates, so.
There are some major Twitter and Facebook fan wars going on right now. But if I can just step up on my soapbox just for 1 second, I would just like to say that I think the writers are doing a fantastic job, and Days of Our Lives is finally interesting again after about 3 years. And I can completely understand being unhappy with a certain couple or storyline or etc., etc. But the thing is when people threaten the writers and threaten the actors and, let it be known that they're unhappy and they're going to stop watching the show, it's like, you're ruining it for everybody else. Please, just, let everybody watch the show. We love the show and we don't want it to be canceled. And that's exactly what's going to happen if you don't watch it. So please just watch it. Hang in there. Don't give up on your couple. It's a soap opera. Anything can happen.
I don't think it's right because, this is my opinion. Just because you didn't get something that, you didn't like, I don't think it's fair for everyone else at all. Because.
And I don't hate anybody. I'm not going to be rude to anybody.
No. And I don't think anyone should that watches the show. Because it's not the people's fault.
The Safes and the Loomies and the Joels are like, they all hate EJ. And it's like, they hate him. They wish him death. They want him to, be off the show. And it's like, really? I don't like Safe, but I don't hate EJ. I don't hate Rafe. I don't sit there and talk about Rafe, how I want him to die and all this crap. It's Days of Our Lives. It's a soap opera. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be, exciting. It's supposed to be passionate and horrifying and all these crazy things. It's what it's supposed to be. So just let it play out, EJ and Sammy, yeah, they're going to have sex. But guess what? Then it's over. It's done. And, just relax. See what happens. Watch the show. Enjoy it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just going to happen. So just don't stop watching the show, please.
Think about it. After all these years of Days of Our Lives, a whole bunch of crap has gone on. So it's not like, I'm sure that Rafe and Sammy are going to.
Hearts.
I don't know.
Just hearts to all of you. I love you all. Anyways.
Okay, let's go on with this.
All right, so stepping off my soapbox now. Thanks for listening. I love you all, by the way. Okay, so Johnny's missing. Roman notes that every second that goes by is the worst chance they have of finding of Johnny alive. Thanks, Roman. That was nice of you to point out, really. So let's just get all the other stuff out of the way first before we talk about the scandal. So anyways, okay, Carrie's trying to file a continuance for John at the beginning of the week. And John's like, forget about me. It's not about me. Da 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 da. And, he's got the right idea.
Pretty much.
It isn't about him. Johnny's missing. Who cares about you?
Huh.
Marlena. Oh, she's making me so mad. She can't stand that John's blaming himself. She's all about John. Like, John, it's not your fault.
Oh my gosh, John, please, no.
All she cares about is John. It's like, Marlena, are you aware that your grandson's missing? Just checking. Because
it's like you don't even call him a grandson.
She doesn't even seem to care. Nope. One bit. So, and then she tells Carrie, if you see Sammy, tell her that my arms are around her. Are you for real? Why don't you do it? Go put your arms around her. Why don't you tell her yourself? Don't tell Carrie to tell her for you. Are you kidding?
I can't leave my husband.
Oh my gosh. She was making me so mad. So Austin's telling Carrie, like, oh, this thing's a nightmare. You're right in the middle of it. He's scared. He wants her to drop the case. Yada, yada, yada. Moving right along.
Oh, well.
Actually, John is like 10 times more worried about Johnny than Marlena is.
Dude.
What is that? Like,
he should be worried about his own problems also. And, like, it's like he doesn't even worry about it
all
at all.
Marlena cares about is that John stops blaming himself for what's going on. That's it. That's all she cares about. John decides the only way to protect his family is to plead guilty. So...
And imagine how Marlena reacts to that.
That's what he does. He pleads guilty. So his continuance is denied, and Marlena freaks out, and, you know, she wants him to, like, take it back, don't plead guilty, blah, 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 but he's not budging, so...
How are you even allowed to do that? Can you, like, take back a plea of guilty?
Like, he didn't plead guilty yet.
Oh.
He was taking it back, that he was, you know, like, she wants him to take it back. Don't say that you're, you know, say that you're not going to do that.
Oh.
And then, so, Austin apologizes for not believing in John. He's like, I believe in you. I believe in you now, John. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for...
Got your back, homie.
Not believing in you. Not believing in you. I can't even do that voice. It's so crazy.
I got your back. Sorry. Okay, go.
Anyways, so he goes in front of the judge and he pleads guilty and they take him to jail. And Marlena looks like her life is over. She cries in that way only Marlena can. Okay, longtime viewers, anybody ever notice that how Marlena wipes her tears away? It's like this. Backhanded. You never noticed that? I remember that from when I was little. She doesn't like go like this like normal people do. She goes like this. Anyways, I just think that's funny.
That's like concentrating too much.
It's like...
Shoot.
It's like a soap opera wipe. Anyway, so we should talk about Daniel and Jennifer a little bit because that went down a little. So Daniel goes to Jennifer's and he admits to her that he saw her kissing Jack. Jennifer apologizes. Daniel assures her that he's not trying to make her feel bad. It's just that he's not sure he's cut out for this.
Huh. Maybe you should have said that in the first place, homeboy.
It was your idea, fool. Really? Like, oh, it's my idea to date two people, and now, I don't know.
Yeah, I see you going for the other guy, so I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
It's like he wanted to go for it when he thought he had the one up.
Yeah.
And then he sees her kissing Jack. He's like, ooh, shoot, I'm about to lose.
Yeah.
Peace.
I'm about to go.
Deuces. Anyway. So Jennifer doesn't know where her heart's at. She knows that she needs to make a decision and she can't. She's sorry.
Wow. Sorry.
So she asks, like, are you giving up on me? And he's like, no way. I'm not giving up on you, but I just don't know if I can do this. And she's like, oh, good. You're not giving up on me. It's like, dude, really? Jen, your grandmother would be shocked at your behavior.
But there's like a saying, like, what do you call it? You should pick this if you love somebody and then you choose to love somebody else, and you should pick the second person because you didn't love the first person enough or something like that. I don't know how it goes. Never mind. She should pick Daniel. That's my opinion. Sorry. No, seriously though, it's a good saying.
Okay. Can we pretend that just didn't happen? Scratch that.
Okay.
So anyways,
oh my gosh, that was on video.
Jennifer is fully confused. Daniel leaves. She cries. Later, when Jack goes to Jennifer's, he totally gets the wrong idea about Jennifer's support through his ordeal. And she tells him that she still has feelings for Daniel, and he is not happy about it. So he yells that he heard her say that she loved him and not Daniel. And then she gets PO'd because she thought he was asleep. Calls him a liar and
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, back to Johnny. Are we at the point where we can talk about Johnny? Let's see. Oh my gosh.
Dang.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about here. I didn't even realize. Okay,
We need to speed it up. It's already 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go. Okay. So EJ is like distraught. He goes to the pub and everyone's gone. Nicole shows up, tells him he needs to make a statement, and EJ's like, "No, no, Nicole. My son is missing." And he gets a text from Sammy saying they're at the police station, and he finally gets the news that Johnny's missing. And he's livid. He yells at Sammy that she wasn't thinking of her son's safety. That's not nice.
During that scene, I was like, I was gonna cry, for Sammy, even though, I don't know about them sometimes, but I mean, it's nice to watch. It's pretty cool, interesting.
I felt bad,
I felt bad for her though.
I felt bad when Sammy started tearing into John, because John really is innocent, and it's EJ's fault. EJ set up John, and it's like, I feel so bad because Sammy's getting so mad at John, and it made me feel bad for John, because it's like, John really didn't do it.
Mm-mm.
And here he is, like, getting yelled at and getting called all these names, and
It's like, it was
getting
bad
blamed for
too.
Johnny's disappearance.
It was like an Abigail moment.
Anyway, so EJ blames Sammy for going to a public place with a man that many people want dead. He says he's a fool to trust his son with a bunch of Bradys. He threatens to get all his father's men to help find Johnny. And Nicole tells EJ to simmer down, Willis. She's like, you can't threaten the police. You need to prove that you can hold it together in the worst possible circumstances, blah, blah, blah. So he agrees, and he apologizes to Roman and Bo. And like, oh my gosh, all this stuff is happening, and I just can't handle this stress. I can't handle it. It's like, oh, my hair is thinning, my face is breaking out.
She was brushing her hair, and like, she had like a wad.
I feel dark circles under my eyes. It's like so stressful. All this stuff's going on. Johnny's missing, and everybody's freaking out, and the fan wars, and I'm stressed. I can't handle it. Anyways, so this was one of my favorite scenes of the whole week. Sammy thanks EJ for backing her up, and then she loses it, starts crying, and EJ comes up and gives her this warm embrace and tells her, we will find him. And then he closes his eyes. Nicole's watching in the background with tears in her eyes. And I lost it. I started bawling. I have a son that's like Johnny's age. So, I mean, I was crying so much this week. I was like, oh my God, I just can't handle one more, like, horrible scene. I can't handle it. So, the next day, it's like Kate's getting comforted by Madison and Kate. Weird. Roman, Rafe, and EJ, they chase a false lead. Rafe asks Roman if he thinks EJ had anything to do with it. Roman says he doesn't think so. EJ tells Nicole that if anything happens to Johnny, he can never forgive himself. Quinn shows up, offers to help. This is so weird. Like, Quinn just randomly shows up, offers to help find Johnny, and then we never see him again for the rest of the week.
It's like, yo, what up, dog? Peace out. I'm gonna go. Like, I don't know.
Why did we need to see Quinn at all? Like,
it was really just random.
Did he need that screen time?
And then Roman was like, wasn't that this week?
Yeah. Oh, Roman was like roughing him up, and
I was like, yo, Roman, chill, because you're like a popo.
So then they bring Sammy a piece of Johnny's shirt and asks her to ID it, and she loses it. And then like EJ's in the background, and he starts crying, and he has this look on his face like, oh my God, I knew it. And, oh God, I can't. I'm just like,
but is it his fault?
No. It is. It kind of is.
It kind of is his fault.
The thing is like, even though we all know Johnny was okay, we still couldn't stop crying because these guys were so good. I mean, standout performances. James Scott, Allison Sweeney, Chandler Massey. Like, these guys are so good.
Yeah.
They just like they made me lose it
I
so
know
many
Will
times.
did pretty good too in some scenes.
Yeah, he totally did. So later, EJ and Stefano have a conversation, and EJ tells his daddy that it's all his fault. Stefano says, "We are who we are," and EJ did not like that one bit.
Oh, I love Damaris.
Stefano's views that if Johnny is harmed, one day they will rue the day they ever crossed this family. So EJ keeps blaming himself. Stefano doesn't want him to blame himself, and yada yada yada.
Damaris.
Um,
Conversations.
Austin and Carrie showed up to tell tell Sammy that Marlena is trying to convince John that nothing is his fault. Sammy disagrees, to say the least, and she said none of this would be happening if John hadn't come back to Salem. And she's like, John isn't even related to us, and I hope he pays. And I think she thinks she can count on EJ more than her own mother. Burn! Ooh, that was so bad. I was like, ooh, really? Wow, we're going there? So they find the shooter, and Roman knows who he is, and it's some disgruntled police officer, and Sammy bum rushes him and gets all up in his face, and it's like, where's my son? And he doesn't know, and yeah, so that was nothing. So anyway, Will tells Rafe that he's the best father not only to Johnny but to him as well. Double burn to Lucas and EJ. So this is like one of the funniest scenes. Rafe makes Sammy a sandwich. And Sammy can't eat, so she's not looking at Rafe or talk to him. So Rafe hands Will the sandwich, and then
and then Will gives it to her, and she's like, "Oh, thank you."
I was cracking up so hard. Like, I just needed that moment. I needed that moment of humor because, the rest is just like, ah. But yeah, that was awesome.
That was
like
so
smiles
mean.
And says thank you.
So thanks.
She's so mad at Rafe. She's like blaming Rafe, and it's like, huh?
It's
I
like
forget the part.
Roman and Rafe need to get out of my life.
I missed the part where Rafe was at fault. But anyways, she's basically Sammy's blaming everybody but the person whose fault it really is, and that's EJ.
And Will. Right?
Will?
She isn't blaming Will.
Oh. Anyway, so John and Marlena show up at Sammy's.
Oh, good idea, homie.
That was a very bad idea.
Just saying.
So she's like, why are you here? And she's like blaming John right to his face. And she tells Marlena that her husband's feelings are more important to her than Johnny's disappearance.
Wow, well, someone has to tell her.
Call it like I see it. Sammy accuses Marlena of never being there for her. And Sammy tells them if Johnny doesn't come back to her safe and sound, she will make them wish they were never born. No. She was never born. I was like, ooh, wee! Samantha Jean Brady, you are back in action, honey. Ugh. Welcome back. Psh, applause.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh!
This is when it's about to get good.
So
Will is later apologizing for his mom's behavior, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, why is it that nobody gets Sammy's anger? I would be so upset if my son was missing and I had no idea where he is. Like, don't even try to hold a rational conversation with me. I will yell at anybody and everybody, and I will tell you right now that I would keep doing that until my son was found. And I don't understand why nobody else understands that. I don't know. Sammy Brady all the way, baby. So, anyway, oh yeah, and then Sammy gets pissed and crumbles up the sandwich and throws it at him.
Oh, that was so funny.
You go, girl.
Thanks.
Okay, so everyone's looking for Johnny except Bo and Hope, who are more worried about Alice's little secret and the mysterious paperweight from Stefano. And so they tell Austin, who's going to go talk to Kate. Whatever.
Where's that? Oh, no.
Let's see. Okay, so here's where it gets good, right? So Bo and Hope show up at Sammy's and tell her that a local TV station is about to go live with the story, so they're coming over first to tell her what's going on before she sees it on TV.
Wow.
And she's freaking out. And she's like, "What? What is it? What is it? Tell me what they know."
What?
And
Oh my gosh.
so it turns out a body of a young boy is found, and it's the same age as Johnny.
OMG. What a coincidence.
So Bo, Hope, and Rafe go to see the body, and it's not Johnny. But they don't know that because on the news it says that it is Johnny.
I don't know how that's even possible.
He calls to tell Sammy, but she's gone AWOL. And
where does she go? Who would have thought?
I don't even want to talk about this. I'm scared. Please don't hurt me. Anyways, so Rafe tries to talk to Allie to find out where Johnny's favorite hiding spots are. And so they decide to go back to the pub and look with Will. And they start calling his name and he crawls out from under a table. Okay, really?
Dude, I'm sorry, but that really made me mad.
After all that.
Like, I was like, dude.
But then it's like Rafe's a big hero because he found Johnny and he figured it out and he solved the problem. It's like,
dude, he was under a table.
What did he do? I don't get it. He called his name and Johnny crawled out from under a table. How is he a big hero?
That is just a table like in the Brady pub. It just doesn't make sense. They were calling for him and calling for him. He would have said something.
All right, guys, it's time. So Sammy goes over to EJ's. Don't hurt me.
Just talk like that.
Sammy goes over to EJ's and comes in, and as he's screaming on the floor because he just saw the news report, she goes to him. They hug. They cry together. I'm crying. She's crying. The baby's crying. The dogs are crying. The whole world's crying. It was really sad. It was really emotional. You know, a lot of people were making fun of him.
Really?
Yeah, they thought it was like way overdone.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was a little bit.
James Scott doesn't have children, so he really can't like
relate to it.
But Allison Sweeney does. She actually has a boy that almost a little bit older than Johnny. I don't think it was overdone. I thought it was perfect.
I think he did good, but like...
Don't you dare yawn.
I know, I was about to.
She was about to yawn. You see that? I caught it. Wake up!
I'm about to yawn. Okay, stop! You made me lose my train of thought.
Okay, so anyways.
Do you just not want me to talk?
Go.
No, I don't even want to talk anymore. I'm gonna just yawn in your face. Watch, it'll come to me.
It wasn't an overacting job. I thought he did really good.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Okay, well I'd yawn again. I think that I just forget it.
So basically they start out like really nicely. And he's like, he takes after you. He's tough, he's smart, he's brave, he'll be okay. And, you know, Sammy blames John, and it almost looks like he's about to tell her that he's behind it, but then he doesn't. And so the news report comes on and says that the body has been confirmed and that it is Johnny's.
When everyone else in the world knows it's not.
So then the crap hits the fan. And all of a sudden, they're screaming at each other. They're like, I can't even explain it. They're just like going at each other. He's backing her into the corner, and you know, then she's pushing him, and then she slaps him, and he's like, he's telling her it's all her fault. He gave her sole custody of the kids so that they would be safe.
And they're not.
And he said, if you're such a great mother, then why do your kids always end up dead?
Oh my gosh. I was like, EJ, seriously.
I was like, oh no, you did not.
Like, how do you tell a mama that?
And then she was just like, bam, sucked in the face. And then he got mad and he grabbed her, and then she pushed him back, and then he was grabbing her and she was pushing him, and then he was pushing her, and then they're screaming and pushing each other, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. You have him, don't you? You have Johnny. You have him hiding somewhere. You have him locked away somewhere. Please tell me. Please, EJ, please tell me you have him somewhere. And he's like, no, I don't have him. He's dead. Look at this picture. He grabs a picture of Johnny and he's like,
A
look at
cute
this.
picture.
He will never graduate college. He'll never fall in love. He'll never do this. He'll never do that. And then he says, you apologize to me. And then she's like, what? And he's like, apologize to me for killing my son. And then she's like, apologize. And then she slaps him again and he grabs her and then they're grabbing each other and then it's like, boom, they're kissing.
Wow, the way you said it was very intense.
So he grabs her, they kiss, they're clinging to each other, they're crying, and then they kiss again, and then fade out. That's it.
The next days of our lives.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know there's some out there. I have a lot of people, on Twitter who are AGME fans. And, I don't really follow a whole lot of people that talk a lot of crap about James Scott and Allison Sweeney because I love them so much. And I was actually lucky enough to be able to have breakfast with Allison Sweeney and James Scott and with some other friends of mine. And we talked a lot. And, at the time, a jailer was going on and we were kind of telling him what a disaster we thought it was. And it was like, I mean, we love the show, but we're just not happy with it. What do we do? And he was like, just don't stop watching. Just don't stop watching the show, And he's like, at that point, the new writers had just come on, and he was like, it's going to get better. He promised us it was going to get better. And here it is, and it's getting better. And whether you like the storyline or not, the fact is that it's exciting. And, EJ and Sammy sleeping together is just a stepping stone for other stories to evolve and erupt. And, it's going to be good. So I just hope you guys hang in there. And thanks for listening. See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.